I guarantee you're doing your industrial lead generation wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you how I do it. What's up, guys? I'm Kyle Milan. We are back live. I always say that as the intro, but today we got some special treats for you. The video team was hard at work. Let's run through the cameras real quick. We got 4 cameras going on today. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, and camera 4. Let's go. So we got 4 cameras. For those of you that are new to the content that I produce here every single week on LinkedIn and YouTube, we're talking about industrial marketing and industrial sales. Every single week we go live on Tuesdays, now at 12 o'clock because I got meetings conflicting with the 11 o'clock time. Shop floor coffee. For those of you in industrial, you guys drink coffee. I know you try and stay caffeinated. You need to check out shopfloorcoffee.com to subscribe to get some coffee in your life. This stuff will hit you different, I promise you. And we are pushing this brand out there as hard as possible. If you guys want to learn more about that, we got some special things coming to you on the Shop Floor Coffee front. So what are we talking about today? Innovative lead generation strategies for manufacturers. When I saw that, I picked that title like 6 weeks ago. I was like, dude, why do we have to use the word innovative? What does that even mean? Let's look at the definition of innovative as an adjective. Introducing new ideas, original and creative in thinking. That is what innovative means. I mean, I could just wipe that out and say lead generation strategies for manufacturers. Here's the crazy thing. I've been in industrial for 23 years, my entire working career, for pretty much 2 years short of it. And things that we do every day for ourselves and for our customers, some of the customers are small in revenue, like talking less than 10 million, some of them are very big, multiple hundreds of billions. And every day we're working with their sales and marketing team. Every day we're trying to get them more deals, more revenue. And the crazy thing is, something that to me is not innovative is innovative to these companies. To me, this is just what I've done for years when I was in your shoes doing sales and marketing in the industrial sector. I was doing it every day, had teams, multiple companies, grew them, started this agency 8 years ago. So a lot of stuff I'm like, this isn't innovative, but it is to industrial because they're still using traditional ways. They're still using the common ways to go about selling and marketing, and nobody's really coming and saying, dude, try this. Now, we do this every single day, every single week with the videos we produce, but we're going to break it down into a couple of key areas. So for those of you that know me, I take no show notes. It's like 4 bullet points, 5 bullet points, words on it, nothing else, and I just go and go and go and then engage with you guys in the comment section. Today is even worse. As I walked in, Laura's like, hey, Kyle, you got your notes ready? You're going to start writing your notes now. And I was like, yep, I got basically one word, one note. What color do we want to do today? Let's do green because we're talking about money. So the main theme of this is going to be connecting the dots. And that is what I have on my paper. So I want to know from you guys, what are you guys doing that you feel is innovative that nobody else is doing? Put them in the comment section so we can go through it. What do I mean by connecting the dots? Everybody wants more deals, right? So if we put that in the center of this whiteboard, and what you want is RF to the Qs, right? This is what you want. You want more RFQs. Let's talk about methods that we're going to do to get there. Now, obviously, you've got a funnel, right? Top of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. So let's draw a funnel. This is what it's going to look like, very simply. Is this still in frame? All right. So if at the bottom of the funnel is going to be customer, and up here, I'm not going to break this into the 5 stages and the 5 steps in between RFQ and customer, but this is what you want to get to, right? And you want to bring more and more people into the top of the funnel. Let's go blue. So these are going to be leads into the funnel. But in order for you to get to the RFQ stage, they have to go someplace to do that, right? Now you may have, whether you have landing page, website, forms, X, Y, and Z, all these different ways for them to do it. The main thing is they're going to have to fill out some sort of contact information. So let's just say it's on your website, right? So you've got the website here. And from the website, you're going to get RFQs. Now, what are the different things that you can do to get people a website that are innovative, new, creative, outside of the box thinking? So before we jump into the new ways, let's talk about like, what are you guys currently doing now, right? You're doing trade shows. We can put that up there. You're doing what? Cold calls, cold visits a little bit. You can put that up there. But what I want you to think about is like, you have to think of this, and I just said this in a call yesterday with a potential customer. And I said this morning in an internal team meeting, it's all about the full circle of sales and marketing. So a full circle. So we got to hit everybody. So regardless of the industry that you're going after, regardless of the size of the company, regardless of the title, regardless of the seniority, right? So regardless of all that, what you're trying to do is get people to go into the RFQ. And it's all about how are we going to get attention to that page, to the website, and then driving to the RFQ. So let's jot down some ideas. One thing that you guys should be doing, events. Right? What do I mean by events? I mean by events like what we're doing right now. Why is it that industrial companies aren't willing to do an event? We used to do webinars back in the day, right? We'd do a webinar, we plan it out, we'd be like, on this date, we're going to do this webinar, we're going to do this event, and you have everybody involved in it. It is so easy now. You can do it with a basic camera, you could do it with your phone, you could do it from your computer with your webcam. The quality of the image does not matter. It's the quality of the content that you're saying. So as far as innovative, new ideas, outside of the box thinking, start doing events again, virtually though. It's so easy. It does not have to be some long drawn out process of promoting for 6 months. If you guys are doing all of the other things I talk about, growing your LinkedIn network connections, sending out emails, all those things, building your database, aggressively going after people, then all I want you to do is do a LinkedIn live event. That's it. Just start there. That is the basic. What is the purpose of that LinkedIn live event? The whole goal of all marketing is to tell people that you're the subject matter expert. You are the best in automation. You're the best in CNC machine tool manufacturing. You're the best. That's what you guys say. You got your value proposition. You got your line card. You're like, we're the best at this. Here's the services that we offer. We're the best at this because our machine is this tight with the tolerance. It's the delivery, the service, the support, all that stuff. We're the best, better than everybody else. You guys are competitive. I'm competitive. We're very competitive here at this agency. So you already know the things that you say and why you're the best, but you have to show people. You can't just have words on a website, right? You can't just say, yeah, we're the best and here's why. Here's a case study. The event that you do, pick a topic, something that you can speak about at your company. 20-minute event, 30-minute event. But there has to be some sort of call to action at the end. If you're initially starting out, you're just trying to build an audience, right? Just like I was multiple years ago. Share it with one person that you know. That's all I want you to do. Like this event, like this post, like this video, like this live. Share it with somebody you know. Tell one person today, please. That's all you're trying to do if you're trying to build your network. But when you come at it and you're like, look, I'm going to explain to you. So let's say you're doing CNC machining. I'm going to give you, design engineers and engineers at product companies, some tips on how to make your design more appealing to manufacturer. The design for manufacturability behind it. Plastics people, which I know a ton about too. I'm going to teach you how to design your part to make the parts less complex, lighter weight, faster cycle time, cheaper cost, etc., etc. Very high level, very quick and simple. Do an event. I've said it so many times. It's not innovative to me because I've said it so many times, but to people watching this for the first time, they're like, oh my God, yeah, Kyle, we should do that. Initially, when LinkedIn Live came out, you don't even have to do it on YouTube. Just do it within LinkedIn. LinkedIn Live came out 2 years ago. It was in beta testing. You had to apply to it. I'm a creator. I'm going to apply to it. We did that. We got in because there wasn't many people doing it. Now it's live for everybody. You have to submit some information, but it's live for anybody to go and turn your LinkedIn company page to be able to go live on it. So as far as software to use, I'll just tell you what we do, which is the best. So when you're doing these events, use something called StreamYard. StreamYard. Go to StreamYard. StreamYard, are they the best? I don't know. We use them. We've used them for 2 years. It works out well. They keep updating their stuff, bringing new tools. Sign up for an account with StreamYard. It's probably cheap. It's probably like $15 a month. I think we pay more than that because we do a lot of events. But $15 a month, you can stream it, connect to your page, do an event, run it from behind the scenes. When we first started doing events, I was doing it all by myself. I set up a DSLR camera. I hooked up the HDMI to my computer where I had StreamYard and went live myself because that's the setup that I had. You guys can do it too. If you guys are interested in, hey, I want to learn more about how to do live events and do these lives that you're talking about, put a comment in the comment section below and say, I want to learn how to do lives or learn to do lives or something like that. And maybe we'll do what we did last week. Last week we talked about using LinkedIn for sales and marketing, leveraging LinkedIn for sales and marketing. So many people were like, I want to see it live. I need to see your screen, Kyle. I want you to teach me the secrets of automation with LinkedIn. So guess what? You spoke, we listened. I'm creating an event next Wednesday, the 20th of March. For an hour and a half, I'm going to go live to a specific group. We're going to have a page that's done here shortly that we'll send it out. You just sign up for it. We're going to go live to whoever signs up for it, maybe 100 people, maybe 200 people. We're going to have to cut it at some point. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do it. I can do the same thing with LinkedIn Live. If you guys are interested, put a comment in the comment section. So events is something that's new, but let's look at like the full picture, right? If this is your goal to get people to RFQs, right? Down the funnel, you have to start with leads. How are you going to get leads? Does anybody have any comments? How are we going to get leads for this manufacturing, this industrial company? I'm going to step over here. So generating leads. What do you need? What tools can you use? You can use social, and you should. And if you're not, go see my live last week or go on YouTube. And the only one that matters is LinkedIn right now. So you're going to generate leads from social media. You're going to generate leads from trade shows. How else are you going to generate leads? You're going to generate leads from email marketing. You're going to generate leads from calls. You're going to generate leads from associations. You guys, first, what you need to do is make a list of all the different ways that you are currently trying to generate leads. Put it on a spreadsheet, Google Sheet, right? Current verticals to generate leads. And then create a different list of things that you want to try. Or maybe say lead generating verticals. Start filling it in one by one, all the different things that you're using, and then put a column to the right of it that says currently doing yes, no, and put a Y or an N and list out all of them. So you got, like I said, social media, trade shows, emails, calling people. You got associations. Join an association, but before you join the association, understand, why are you joining that association? Am I in the association to learn more about the industry that I'm in? So for those of you who don't know, I'm a vice chair of the Texas Lone Star District of the PMA, which is the Precision Metal Forming Association, and I'm going to be the chair in about 2 months and take over for a 2-year stint. Why did I join the association? Well, number one, it's in Lone Star State. I want to represent manufacturing. Number two, I can help people in the association. Number three, I saw it as a challenge. This is a newer territory that was previously forgotten about, stopped going to it for like 5 years. The PMA really didn't have a presence in Lone Star State. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take that challenge of growing this back up, bigger than it was, one of the biggest in the country maybe, I don't know. I'll take that challenge. I get to help people along the way for free. Right? I get to go to events. I get to make friends. I get to have good conversations. Maybe if a customer comes from it, great, but I'm going into it just to help people. So you guys need to look at your associations. Are you joining something to learn from that association for your business? Or are you joining it to try and sell to them? Both sides of the coin. There's no wrong here. There's good on both sides. Now, if you go into it and say, I'm just going to join this association to sell to these people, that's the wrong mindset to have. You got to go into it saying, I'm going to try and help people and do that. If you're like, I just want to think about me, it's never going to come back to you. So you got to be willing to give first before you ask for anything in return. And hopefully you don't even have to ask. It just comes to you. But write down all of these different methods that you're doing. Put them in the comment section. If you guys are like, oh, Kyle didn't say this one, we'll throw them up on the screen and talk about it. But you have to start with, how are we generating leads? What are the verticals? Sales and marketing. What are we doing right now? Oh, we got a newsletter, Kyle. Cool. You got a newsletter. So we're going to be doing all these things. What else we got? Is there anything that's come through that people are commenting to add to this list, Riley?
LinkedIn posts was one of them.
Yeah, so we got social media. We already got that on LinkedIn. What else? Anything that's come through that's different?
Not in regards to that.
Okay, so nothing in regards to that. Let's add some more to this. What are things that we do here? So we do social, trade shows, email, calls, association. How about postal? How about snail mail? You can do that to generate leads, right? I mean, you can get referrals. That is a terrible uppercase R. We got referrals, but what is the goal of all of this? The goal of this whole thing, this whole list here, is to send traffic to the web, right? So you do all these lead generating activities, you push them to the website, landing page, form, whatever, then you generate an RFQ. This is easy. Like this part, go ahead.
Yeah, we had another one pop up from Tim Drinkwater, and he said giveaways.
Yeah, Drinkwater. What's up, Timmy? I'm going to call him Timmy now. Tim Drinkwater, Mr. Drinkwater, give away. Right? Giveaway. We're doing the giveaway next week. After I go live on Tuesday, I'm going to do an hour and a half to teach people how to use LinkedIn, how to automate LinkedIn. Build List and Sales Navigator, automate on LinkedIn. If you guys want to know that you weren't part of the live last week, say, I want to see LinkedIn live or something. Just say, I want to see the webinar. So we got all these things going on. That's the easy part. You know what the hard part is? You know what makes the money? Is when it doesn't result in an immediate action. Okay? This is not painting a wall, right? You're not like, hey, I want that wall Orion gray. Let me paint that wall Orion gray. Cool. I got instant gratification from that. Or cleaning, right? When you clean stuff, you got the instant gratification. Here's the issue, is that list will get you some things. But what happens when it doesn't work? What happens when you do all of these things? Like, Kyle, we're doing all these things, man. We're sending traffic to the website. It's not generating RFQs. There is something that is broken right here. Or let's erase this line and say we've got certain things that are generating. Like, hey, when we go to a trade show, it generates RFQs and sometimes it sends traffic to the website. When we make calls, it tries to go there and it stops. Emails, you get some stuff to the web. Associations, you're not focusing on that yet, so you're not really pushing it. Postal, again, you get some traffic, but the bulk of it, let's say, is trade shows, or the bulk of it is going to be referrals. That's huge with industrial, right? So this is a big, thick line for referrals. So the difference between those that are growing and filling the top of these leads and getting people in there, and those that aren't, is what they do when this doesn't work the way it was intended. Because you think, I created this web page, I did this email, I sent it out to people, and some of people did it. It should work, but then it just fails. What you want to do is go through it and look at the different variables. So if you send emails, are they going to the right people? Is it your list, right? So go back to middle school, high school science class. What are the variables with this? And if you went to college, and maybe you took a college class on this, what are the different variables? With emails, every single one of these methods has different variables. With email, is it the subject line? Is it the copy? Is it the list? Is it the platform? Is it the time? Social media, Same thing. Is it the time I posted, the day I posted, the long form copy? Is it the image I use? There's so many different variables, and people can get caught up into A/B testing every single different thing. But you want to look at the data to tell you where is it broken. So if you create an email and you send it out to, let's just say 1,000 people, and nothing comes from it, no traffic, no clicks, well then your email probably sucks. And so we're going back to the title, where we're talking about innovative new ideas. Industrial manufacturing people are not using email at scale. So with email, what is the solution that's going to solve it? Maybe we just start going through this and listing solutions one by one. So with email, what's the best way to do email? Anybody remember from all of my talks? The best way to do email. Let's erase web, and we're going to say web is over here. Web to RFQs. With email, what's working right now? Sequences. Sequences meaning it's a sales sequence. It's one email that's sent. The subject line is whatever. I send you an email. You don't respond to it. I send you a follow-up email. It stays within the body of the same email. It's not a separate email. It's not a marketing email. It stays within the thread. Threaded reply, threaded emailing. HubSpot calls it sequences. That's what works right now, right? Sequences. Trade shows. If your trade shows are broken, then you have to look at pre-show marketing. You have to look at the people. So important. The people at the trade show. Who are you sending to a trade show? Because I have so much footage from the last 2 trade shows I went to personally, where it shows a lot. I want to say probably 30%. What do you think, Riley? People that just sucked at their booth. Riley's going to agree with me. 30%, 35%, just sitting there, not even caring, not even doing anything, just like, hi. No energy, no high level stuff. So the people is important. Then what about the giveaway? So what are you doing to get attention to your trade show? You think that just because you show up and you have a 10 by 10 booth, a 30 by 30 booth with your name on it, suspended from the ceiling, and you put a machine there, I don't care if it's a packaging machine, a label machine, a giant hydraulic press. You think that that is good enough to get people to stop by and generate RFQs? Maybe, depends on your brand. But if you're not taking action to be like, hey, we need to do a giveaway. We need to do something to get attention and get a buzz and a vibe at our booth. What are we going to do, team? Get together and start talking about it. Because if you're not seeing the ROI, then it's broken. If you're not seeing a massive level of success, then it's broken. Do you know what we do with our clients when it comes to trade shows? So I already told you, emails, sales sequences. Stop doing the mass email blast. I don't care if you're using Pardot, Constant Contact, MailChimp, HubSpot. I don't care who you're using. I'm telling you, I've got data, hundreds of thousands of emails to support. Sequences is what works. In 2024, right now, this is what works. With trade shows, you know what we do? We do like 3-4 months of pre-show marketing. We do video content, graphics. We build a web page for our clients. You're going to be at NPE in May. Anybody going to be at NPE in May? We're going to be at NPE to walk it. We've got customers that are there. And so if you're going to be at NPE, you should have already started marketing about it. You should have a video promoting it. You should have a page on your website, your URL, your domain, /NPE 2024. Optimize it for that search phrase from a brand awareness standpoint. Have a page, register for free. You guys all have that stuff. Register for free. Click the link below, free registration on us. And then put a video on there and a giveaway, right? We start doing that months ahead of time. And then every single week leading up to the show, it's more and more and more. Long form posts, short form posts, videos, articles, web pages, giveaways, countdowns, live events, everything. Push, push, push as hard as possible. That's what you have to do. Because like I said on last week's live, it's you and your customer here. And the in-between space is all the noise that they hear from everybody else. Their personal life, politics, stuff going on in the news, them traveling, their own internal work stuff, politics in work, job promotions, not getting a job promotion. All that stuff is the middle part that's the noise, and you're trying to break through that noise to get to them, and you can't just do it with one method. All right, so we've got trade shows, we've got email, social media. We talked about that last week. What's an innovative thing to do on social media? Let's erase these. Email trade shows. Social media, what's something that's innovative? I don't know. How about this? Use it. That is super innovative for manufacturing people and industrial. What do I mean by use it? Connections. Next, engage with your connections. What do I mean by engage? I don't mean, hey, thank you for your connection. I mean, look at their posts. When you show them up, when they come up in your feed, comment, like, engage. Do to others that you want done to yourself. Engage with the people. Then when the timing's right, you have a soft sell. What do I mean by soft sell? A soft sell. You do not hit them with your press list. You don't hit them with your specs. You do not throw up content on them. You just simply say, hey, if you guys are in the market for a new 5-axis milling machine, let me know. That's it. That's a soft sell. Short, to the point. Directly message to them. That is how you use LinkedIn. You post every single day, every other day, 2 days a week, 1 day a week, whatever you can handle, you post frequently. So you grow your network connection. You're posting, so they're seeing your posts. You engage with their stuff. Then you send them a message as a soft sell. It's that simple. Hopefully you guys are writing this down because I'm erasing it. Because I don't have room because I don't have that fancy whiteboard yet. Right? Let's talk about calls. Oh, Kyle, cold calling's dead. Well, no, it's actually not. Calls are not dead, but it's how you execute. So when you're doing calls, do you go blind? No. You want to focus on engaged people. You want to focus your call attention on engaged people. What do I mean? How are you going to track engaged people, Kyle? Just get a HubSpot license. If you guys want a discount, use it through us. Just DM me. Be like, Kyle, I want to sign up for HubSpot. We get discounts all the time, 10, 20, 30, 40%, depending on what deal they have. You sign up through us. We get credit because we're a partner with them, but we get you a deal. And if you want us to set up for you, we can do that too. But you got to track all this stuff. I want to ideally only have my salespeople, the ideal state is only calling people that have engaged with something, not necessarily raise their hand and said, yo, I want to talk to you guys about my marketing. I want to have them focus people on who's opened, clicked, visited the website. Reach out to them, see if they need something. I'm trying to hard sell you, trying to soft sell you. Hey, want to see who you guys are working with this year. What's your marketing activity like this year? What are you getting into? What things do you have planned? Simple conversations, simple questions. But if you don't have a system to track it, even the cheap ones, even if you go super, super basic, Kyle, I only want a system that has like $15 a month, $30 a month. Well, fortunately, HubSpot has cheap pricing like that, and they just changed their pricing on March 5th, so everything is cheaper for you to scale from a sales standpoint. You only want to focus on the engaged people. Here's what happens when you make a call. So here's the cold call. This is crazy. So you got a cold call. Here's what people are going to say. I've got the data to support it, and I will take my data against anybody. Thousands and thousands, probably 12 to 16,000 calls made last year in 2023. I've got all the data to support it. You, most of the time, are going to get a voicemail, like 80% to 90%. Well, Kyle, if we're leaving a voicemail 80% to 90% of the time, then that means that it doesn't work. That is false. It's what you do after that. You leave a voicemail, you immediately send email. What is the email that you're sending? Hey, Joe, I just left you a voicemail, wanted to talk to you about X, Y, and Z. Give me a call back when you get a chance. Do you know the crazy thing that will happen? We track this. You leave a voicemail, email gets sent a minute later. Within 3 to 4 minutes, guess what happens? It's opened. People are still checking their calls and not answering the phone. They don't want to talk to you unless it's on unless they're making the decision they want to talk to you, they're just not answering the phone. So they screen the calls 80 to 90% of the time, and then you send an email, they open it. Now you could possibly get that traffic to web. But people are like, no, cold calls don't work. They do. Ideally, you don't want to be spending so much time making them unless it's on the engaged people. Then you can hound them. But cold calls do work to a certain extent. So write that down. Take a screenshot. It's about to go. Take that screenshot quick. And there you go. It's gone. All right, so we got calls taken care of. Associations. I feel like that goes without saying. Join an association. Guess what happens? Your brand gets out there. You join an association. I don't care if it's $1,000, $2,000 a year, $4,000 a year. Either they're going to teach you something or you're going to teach them something. You're going to make friends with people. You're going to network. Oh, but Kyle, all the associations have my competitors. Okay. Guess what? There's nothing wrong with being in a room with competitors. Maybe one of their employees will be your employee. Maybe you'll be one of their employees. It's all about networking, sharing information. Postal. Postal has to be strategic. Has to be strategic. And you want to test. What ends up happening is a lot of people have gotten away from the snail mail. So they get less things in their inbox. That means that opens up an opportunity for you to then get in their inbox. Oh, but Kyle, there's people that aren't in the office, X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I know, but that's cheap. You're talking like, if you do it right, 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 cents per send. Just do a test. I'm going to send this to 500 people. I looked at these companies. I know that they're a fit. 500 people. That's what I'm going to do. Just do it as a test. So Postal can work. But like I said, all these things, when they don't work, like let's say this doesn't send traffic here. It could be the creative behind it. It could be the list. But if you test this and it doesn't work and it doesn't drive any traffic to your website, just stop doing it, man. Just stop doing it. It's a waste of time for you. Everybody's different. Referrals, everybody's relying on referrals. Let's move that up. Everybody in industrial is relying on referrals. And they think that referrals come to the website, then go straight into RFQ, fill out the funnel, etc. That can work, okay? These, to me, referrals are just bonuses. So a referral should be called a bonus. You should not count on a bonus. Treat it like a bonus. You should never count on a bonus. You don't base your budget on a bonus, commission, etc. It's just, that's a freebie. That's a giveaway. That's something that just comes in. Oh my God, so-and-so told so-and-so, and now it's an opportunity for us. So that's cool. But don't count on referrals. If your business is counting right now on referrals, you need to rewind this when it's done, go back to the different channels and the different verticals, and look at every single thing that you could be doing differently. Make that list. Because something's going to happen. It's like, remember 07, 08, when automotive crashed? I was working at a place and they lost 35% of their sales overnight. And the owner looked at me and said, all right, Kyle, you've been here 3 months. You're in charge of sales. What are you going to do to get us out of this? And I was like, not go after automotive companies. Go after everybody else. More eggs in different baskets, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You need to diversify your portfolio, diversify your customer base, all the different terminology you want to use is so important. You want to be doing that. Do not rely on referrals. You will be dead if you only rely on referrals. So we got referrals, and then we got the giveaways. So referrals are gone. Now we're talking about, let's just call it promotion. What are you going to do to promote yourself to drive traffic to the website? And guess what's going to happen? You're going to do your first promotion, and your list is going to be like 5 people show up, right? And you're going to be like, this doesn't work. That's not enough data. With all these things, you send one email, you do one call, you do 50 calls, you do 100 calls, you do, like, just doing it once is usually not enough data because of the variables to be able to say that didn't work. You have to tweak and adjust. Even on the postal that I'm like, do it and see, spend $500, see if it works, $1,000, $2,000, whatever, see if it works. If you really break into it, you can be like, it was a creative. We went with a full page, it should have been a postcard. We went with all black, it should have been all white. We went with our logo, it didn't stand out. We went with different words. Like, you can get into the creative is subjective game. You can play that all day long. A, B, C, D, E, F, G test it, right? You could do that testing all day. But at some point, if you tested it this way and it didn't work, you make a tweak to that variable and it still didn't work, just don't do it, right? Depends on the vertical though. Postal, I feel like you can do that with. Email, you got to be a little bit more patient. SEO, you got to be very patient. If you're trying to rank for Google, you make a change to your website or somebody makes a change to your website and you're like, okay, all right, it's been 15 days, it's been 12 hours, it's been 2 months. Why isn't it updated? That takes time because you're relying on somebody else to crawl the site, reindex you, relist you, all that stuff. So you got to take that into consideration when you're doing this. But when everybody comes through, like, so this is what I'm talking about with the full circle. Regardless of how you're doing it, your goal is to do something with your leads, right? Lead gen, to then send traffic to your web, to then create an RFQ. When this doesn't happen, or when this does happen, what you have to do, regardless of your vertical on this side, regardless of your vertical, you have to then take that traffic and feed them back through and back through and back through. And this is where everything gets missed. I did something, they went to my website, they didn't convert, must not work. Nope, send them back through. Or same thing with RFQs. All right, we got traffic to come through this. Let's use a different color. I did some lead gen activity. I got traffic to go to the website. From the website, they went to an RFQ. From the RFQ stage, I'm waiting. There are so many people that are in this stage of waiting. You're waiting for feedback. You're waiting to know if that deal was approved. You're waiting for X, Y, and Z. You're just sitting there waiting. Any salesperson that tells you consistently, hey, what's the update with this? I'm waiting. Okay, you don't have enough deals in your pipeline. If you're always waiting, you have to focus on the top of the funnel here. Because this is the waiting period down here. That's when everybody's waiting for feedback, waiting to know if they got it, waiting for them to then become a customer. And maybe from there, it goes into no, right? But if you've got a lot of deals where you're waiting on, then you got to focus on bringing more deals into the top of your funnel. So you're doing all this stuff to generate leads. You're sending them to the website. You're trying to get RFQs. Then you're in a waiting stage. These people need to be taken care of. These people need the follow-up. These people that you already started talking to and they've seen some of your stuff to generate traffic to the website, when they don't hit, you pull them right back in. Like, that is the way it works. Now, what happens if like, Kyle, do you pull them right back into the same way? No, you don't. If I send you an email and you don't visit my website, am I just going to keep on sending you email, like 30 emails over a year? No, that's not working. This is where you go back to your list, your verticals, list these out. What are the different verticals? Like, ideally, you could say verticals on the first column A in a spreadsheet. Are we using it? Yes or no? Who is the person at the top? Imagine if you can list every row or column C through infinity. It's got the person's name, the prospect, the lead, the company that you're trying to go after. And you just start checking boxes going down that line. Did we send them an email? Yes. Did we send them a connection request? No. Did we give them a call? Did we see them at a trade show? Are they part of an association that we can join too so we can see them there? Are they local to a trip that we're doing? Are they on LinkedIn and posting things? Like, it's so easy to generate activity when you know what areas to go after, which I've already given you the list in the beginning. But you have to check the box on every single company. That takes time. If you can organize it through HubSpot or Salesforce, something like that, cool. Have a custom field, connection request sent, message on LinkedIn sent, yes, no, check that box. Doesn't matter the system, doesn't matter if you're using a spreadsheet. Like I said, put the verticals on the left, names across the top, and just check, put an X next to each one. And you'll start to see, hey, look, once you get those RFQs, the first question you got to ask is, how did you hear about us? Well, because you called me 8 fucking times, Kyle. That's how I heard about you, right? Or you sent me 12 emails. or I did a Google search, or I saw you on LinkedIn, or I saw you at a trade show, or whatever. I was on your YouTube channel. Everybody's got a way that they found you, a referral. But you have to, if you're going outbound with it, like, it's crazy to me that most people would consider this innovative. And maybe you guys are like, Kyle, this is not innovative at all. This is all stuff I know. Yes, maybe it is stuff that you know, but you're not doing that. Because if you were doing it, you would be too busy to be listening to me talk, and you'd be out there pounding pavement and getting deals. But you have to just check the box next to each vertical and be like, am I doing something in this area for that specific company? Am I aggressively going after them? We could talk about PPC, all that stuff, yes, but that's paid advertising. I prefer you not to have to pay for traffic. But if you did, that has its own way, right? Look at paid traffic. What are we going to do with paid? Sponsored posts on LinkedIn, Google search, Bing search, surprisingly, is making a comeback over the last 6 months. We're seeing an uptick in quality conversions from Bing, which is crazy. They were dying last year in the markets that we play in. They were dying, and now they're back up. Am I going to mess with Facebook? Nope. Am I going to mess with Instagram, TikTok? Nope. None of that paid stuff. Search and retargeting. And if you really want to get fancy, geofencing, but that requires a separate conversation with me. So with all of that, all you want to do is focus on the verticals that you're going after. Try and send traffic to the website. Once they get there, I'm hoping that your website landing page, the page that you're sending traffic to, homepage, internal page, whatever, is optimized, has call to action. It's easy for me to fill out an RFQ and do business with you. You respond quickly when I send an RFQ or book time with you. It's an easy transaction. I want to make it as easy as possible, as seamless as possible. Hopefully that all works. But when it doesn't, that is when you have to go back and say, all right, I'm going to send them another email. And while I'm sending them an email, I'm going to send them a connection request. And after that is accepted, I'm going to go to their company page. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to comment on a post for their company page. I'm going to thank the person for accepting my connection request. And when I see something from them come through my feed, I'm going to like it. Then I'm going to comment on it. Like, these are the innovative things that people in industrial are not doing. And it works because we're doing it for other companies. We're having other companies doing it, customers of ours. I do it myself personally. This method works. Head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. If you guys like to listen to this in a podcast form, industrial sales and marketing with me is what you search, except replace the me with my name. Every major podcast platform, all of our long form content goes there so you guys can listen to it while you're cutting the grass or getting your nails done. We will see you on the next one.